Okay. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Lining with Success. It is the first call of December, the last month of 2024. I'm sure you probably feel like I do, like 24 just went like, wow, how did that happen? It is. Okay, December 2nd. And it is the first call of the month. So what we do on this call, obviously, is set goals for December. I've asked you if you're in the We Accelerate um, group chat. That's the chat for those who actually have a goal written. Please write it in what is now labeled as the December We Accelerate chat. So if you have a goal for December, here's where you need to write it. I will be cleaning up the list tomorrow, eliminating those who have not yet put a goal. No excuse. Um, However, and we don't really need to get so much into what is your goal for December tonight. Dave and I talked about this, and what we want to do instead is do an assessment of your November activity in relation to your goal. So we want to hear from each of you in short. So maybe make a note right now of what it is. So first, what was your goal? Second, what were your results? And third, what would you do different? Refine what you would do different based on your goal and your results, your activity. So let's take stock of things and make this call really a reflection on how to navigate, basically course correct to get the job done. So, Marissa, I see you first on my screen, so let's start with you.
Just going in a different room. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Okay. So my
Salute
goal,
to all my teammates who are enjoying a glass of wine as we chat tonight.
so my November goal, I didn't achieve it, but it was to get a new consultant and to get my existing consultant to her and I to come to go to silver. And I figured out the last few days, I was figuring out what was the reason why I didn't reach my goal. And really, I own my own brokerage, and too much time has been taken away from what I I want to work on other things. And I'm in the process of making a decision with my brokerage to have more time to reach the goals that I've achieved, that I know I can achieve, that I want to achieve. So that was I know that was the reason why, because there's not enough time for me to put in my NECAM business because I'm putting out fires in my other business and there's no one there to really count on. So I'm thinking now about my December goals because in 2025, December's got to be making my 2025 a good start.
Okay. So time. Dave, any comment about time?
Well, time is a consideration, and you make your own time. So what I found the best way to do it is kind of like you set up an agenda and you
Mhm.
list the items and you just focus on the first one, get it done, go to the second one, get it done, go to the third one, get it done, and you just keep going down the list. And before you know it, you got everything done and you got some loafing time.
Mhm.
But the key to what you said was to understand the activities that you need to do
Mhm.
with relationship to the goal that you set.
Mhm.
And so it's almost it's very mechanical. So we know from our experience that if you want to get a new distributor, then you've got to talk to 5, 10, 15, 20 people. We know that.
Mhm.
So that's got to be an activity, that's got to be part of an agenda. And then you just put your blinders on and you go do it. And then the result will come about. Same thing with going silver. We know it takes 6,000 points. We know you're going to have 3 or 4 distributors. You're going to have some retail sales. So, what are the activities that you need to do to get that done? Is the deal
Yeah,
there.
that I'm so glad you brought that up, Dave, because it would have been easy to say, oh, okay, so you just have to make this more of a priority, but that didn't define what didn't get done. So, what didn't get done to achieve the goal? What are the activities that didn't get done that time was taken over by something else? We still don't have that evaluation. So, we know you didn't invest the time, but the time to do what? What are the activities that didn't get done? What's the to-do list, as Dave pointed out? So, I can't possibly operate without a to-do list. If you ask me what I'm doing tomorrow, I haven't got a single clue unless I look at my phone and I look at my activities list, which sets me up for the whole day. And so, yeah, without a to-do list, then it's always going to be a question of I don't have time. It's always going to be a function of time. Time, you'll fill in the blank. You'll fill in the time. If you give yourself 4 hours to bake a cake, you'll take 4 hours. If you give yourself two, you'll take two. If you give yourself eight, you'll take eight. The same cake.
Mhm.
So it's what is the list of things that have to get done, and then you allocate the time to do it, and it becomes part of your to-do list, and there you go. It's just a matter of checking things off. So you're not competing for time. You're competing for getting the tasks done.
Correct.
It's not a question of time. Okay. And by the way, I don't always get my tasks done in a day. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but what I do, because it's in writing in my notebook, in my phone, I move it to the next date. So I make the time in the next date so that it gets done the next date. But it doesn't get struck off the list. Okay,
Now,
great.
I was a little bit more old-fashioned and didn't have a smartphone when I started, so I had a big binder. And
Yeah.
in that binder, I do the same thing. On a daily basis, I have my list. And I just get up early in the morning and I write everything that I have to do. And like when something doesn't get done, I just put it on a new piece of paper.
Yeah.
So the idea is the exact same thing. The style is you've got to figure out and
Mhm.
you've got to figure out your style and method of tracking your activities and push them to get done.
Okay. And to that point, Marissa, if you have questions, and you should have
Yeah.
questions about what exactly are the activities that would have helped me achieve that goal, then let's get together on the phone and
Yeah, I'll
discuss
be,
exactly what it is that, based on your goals for December, because we need to we need to really chalk it up to a to-do list.
yeah.
Okay, we're going to go from one extreme to another. Madeline, you're the next person on my list.
I'm trying to get the other ones on, and maybe Zoom user is them. So I wasn't listening to everything that you said. You want to know what I did last month or what I'm
What
planning?
was your goal for last month, and what did you achieve, and what have
I
you
achieved my
assessed
highest,
as
I achieved two new executives on the last day of the month. So that was
and
a
and your
win.
goal was to
And
have
my goal was
one, maybe two.
one, maybe two. So I got two new executives and the highest PGV all year long. And so, because I had others that were doing things as well. And they're
Now
both
you
excited with potential. And then today I got a call from Paulette. So I don't know whether Paulette is the Zoom user on here. I was going to call her next. She is a reinstated silver she was old silver from 2005 and lost her husband and called and wanted some products. And so we reinstated her as a silver. And then today she went to visit a friend who's been in a lot of network marketing companies and has some health issues. So we did a three-way. And then Paulette went back to her home and brought products back to her. And she was there demonstrating to her the strength, and she felt better
okay?
immediately.
Time out.
Okay.
Time out. We don't
And
need all that
somebody else
information.
was there. Someone else
Okay,
was
too
there.
much information. That's
Okay,
December's
so
conversation.
okay, that's
So
December.
so wait.
Okay,
So
so
Madeline,
last month
you also had a goal for one or two silvers.
I had a goal for one or two silvers, and the one or two silvers didn't work
Okay.
because those were executives that I've been working with, and they all each had a problem. One, Sue, by the way, Sue Stetz-Kuhn.
Her mom passed away. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got the word that her mom passed away.
Yeah.
So she lost her brother in April and now her mother. So that was just on the Thanksgiving weekend. And I knew that was happening. It was helping her.
So is there
So,
any
and
court?
there were others, Star, the other, that mother-in-law is going into something tomorrow. So the other ones didn't work. So I just did my own new prospecting.
Okay.
And
So
I have the new people.
any takeaway from that?
takeaway from that is to keep seeing new people when you find out that the others aren't ready yet. That's okay.
Okay, and that'll tie into December's goal and what it
Yes.
is that you're going to be doing for
Yes,
December, which we'll know
and that's what
when we read the
I'm right.
chat.
That's what I was doing now, writing December goals, and
Okay.
it's exactly that, the silver for December, and working with Paulette under this silver. My goal is helping to recruit new people and build depth. And so wherever those silvers and the new depth is, that's what I need in my organization.
Okay. We should have a conversation, by the way, Dave. Make a note, depth versus width.
Well, depth and width, yes, both. And the
No, well,
other,
just what's the because there's a nuance. Which one has its strategic advantage, depth versus width in terms of
I'd like to
building the
make a
business?
comment. I would like to make a comment. So you and Dave take it back to your NFL club. What I learned is that I thought I was eligible for this ambassadors thing because I have all the criteria, the 60,000 PGV, whatever, but not 50% of it is retail. So 50% of 60,000 PGV must be retail. And that's the same thing as depth versus width. You know,
Right.
you reach the MVP. I reached the MVP several times this year, and that doesn't have to be 50% retail. That's
Right.
but to win the ambassador, it does have to. So that is saying that corporate is still emphasizing the retailing over the recruiting in
Okay.
that and the 30,000.
I will definitely make a note of that for what they're planning for 2025.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lynn, you're next.
My goal was one new consultant. I don't want to call it just a consultant, a business partner. That did not occur. I did have ability to communicate with all the customers, so the volume came in that. The reason that did not happen in my situation is the family demands that I am still working on trying to allocate that I can separate when is my business time and when is the family commitments. And that's been a huge, huge challenge because my daughter with small kids, their changes were drastic, not due to their own fault. And I had to step up to help out with the grandkids. So something that I did not know is going to happen, and it's not going to clear up yet. So
Okay, it's a
challenge.
reprioritizing time. However, again, the point that Dave made on the first point, which is very, very crucial here, is to translate that in terms of what activities didn't get done. Why they didn't get done is another matter, but what didn't get done
And that's
is
right.
most important because December is now.
Yes.
And we want to set a goal, but if we haven't assessed the activities, it's always about a generality, like, oh, I didn't put enough time in to do what? We still haven't got an assessment of the activity. So what activities would you have done differently or more of specifically to have achieved the goal? That's what has to go into December. That's what has to get scheduled into the difference between setting a certain amount of time aside versus setting the activities as a checklist, the to-do list, which you will then find the time in between the cracks to get the to-dos done.
Well, this is a question. Because of the free shipping, I felt like I had to get in touch with all the customers. But yet, if I look in the hindsight, I should have probably focused more on the calls and connecting with the new people that I want to put through process. So that would be a lesson.
Okay.
Lesson learned.
Again, that's why we set goals, because the goals tell us what we should be focusing on. And that's not to take away from the fact that there was a retail opportunity that you can put on the table that you took advantage of. And that's good because there is an income that's generated from retail activity. So it's not a terrible thing. It's just simply, how does that affect your goals and your activity list? So
Mike,
just something to consider.
Mike, that's the same thing as the incentives. All the incentives and all the bonuses every month are based around retailing and calling
I
customers.
have a call with Luis tomorrow. I will make certain, or we do anyway, we in the NFL will make certain that this is a point that we bring up. Paula,
Mike, I'd
you're
like to
next.
make a
Yeah.
point here with regard to what has been said and provide a little bit of a viewpoint to look at moving forward, if I can.
Yes, just if we can be brief, because we really got to get through everybody.
Yeah. So in November, the 2024, my recruitment was up 77%. My Canadian and US volume was up 43%, and my Latam marketplace was up 111% over October. Why am I saying that? So what Michael and I are trying to get you to look at here is, what did you do the previous month? What happened? Evaluate it so that you can create firm policy moving into December and tweak what you missed and then strengthen what worked so that you can move into the next month with a battle plan that says, okay, well, I only called 5 people. This month I'm going to call 10. I only made 4 emails a day. I'm going to try and make 8 emails a day, whatever it is. But you got to base it on what you missed or didn't do, or you got to look at your past performance. Anyway, that's why I said that.
We also have Royal Diamond Kim Woodward on the line, my sponsor. So, Kim, if there's something you want to chime in on as we go through this, please feel free.
Thank you. Right now, I'm just listening and getting an idea where everyone is at and picking up my own inspiration from that.
Okay, cool. Paula, you're next on my view.
On your hit list?
Well, no, I'm just going across the screen.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I didn't set down an exact plan. The only plan that I had was to do a wellness fair for Wellspring, which is a cancer support organization. And I did the show. I had a booth. I made a few contacts, but that's as far as I got. But I'm kind of slowly easing into it, but I have listened to audios every day, just to get my mindset back in the groove, because my biggest problem is I've moved into a whole new area. And because of COVID and the timing when I moved here, I haven't met a soul. And so I'm really lost as to where do I go to meet people, find people to talk to.
Got a Starbucks nearby?
No.
What kind of a coffee shop do you have?
I have a Tim Hortons, but
There you go. Start there.
unfortunately, most of the people here are either retired or farmers, and they don't go there all the
Farmers are
time.
good.
Yeah, because they're entrepreneurs, right? Because they're
Yeah,
self-employed.
not only that, but seasonal. So they'll find time to do things in the off season.
And retirees are much different today than they were 5 or 10 years ago because they're being squeezed. They need extra cash. They need something to do. They want to be social, and so they're prime market. But here's the advice: don't worry about it. Just do the activity. Don't think about how you think about it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the activity just now. What came to mind, Paula, is you have a little piece of paper. Have you ever been in a coffee shop or whatever, and there's somebody who's mute or deaf or something, and they walk around with a piece of paper and they hand the piece of paper, and then they come back and they take the piece of paper, and on the piece of paper they have some information, something they're asking for something.
Yeah.
And so what if you did that? What if you just walked through the Tim Hortons, said, I'm going to be sitting right over there, have a look at this. If this remotely interests you, come and sit down and have a coffee with me. I'll buy you a cup of coffee. And all of a sudden you could have, every time there's people sitting down, it's an opportunity for you to do the same thing, is to invite people to sit down with you. Whatever is on that card would then be very specific and tailored to who you think the audience is. Anyway, we don't have to comment, but it's just an idea. But there's an idea for a very productive use of your time. I think if you're sitting in a coffee shop, And
Well, the one thing that struck me is Leo says he interviews people.
Mhm.
And there is an employment center there, and I guess I'm interviewing for people to market wellness products.
Or you're interviewing, people don't want to market wellness products. They don't want a job. They don't want a business. What do they want?
Freedom.
I'm
Yeah.
interviewing people who are looking for extra income during the winter. I'm looking for people who are looking for extra income, period. I'm looking for people who are looking, that's what they're looking for. They're not looking,
Okay.
you're trying to talk about what we do before you find out why we do what we do. People are
Okay.
interested in the why, they don't care about the what. As long as it's legal, I don't care what it is.
Okay.
You know, when I was stuck, Paula, I did surveys. And surveys are non-confrontational and they allow you to put in control, ask questions, get answers, and create interest. And if you look at business today, they're constantly doing surveys.
Okay.
Everybody and their dog is trying to get you to answer a survey. So you have a clipboard, some questions, you look professional. Can I do a survey with you? People love to do surveys.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Another
Yeah.
one. There you go. Cool. All right, moving on. Wes. You're on mute, Wes.
You caught me yawning. No. Well, my goal for this last month was bring in two seniors or two next level. Anyway,
Executives.
yeah, I wanted two executives, and what I got was two consultants that didn't even get to senior. And but one, it was my goal to get to the executives, probably in the next month. I'm finding, I mean, I'm out meeting people all the time, and mostly I'm asking questions.
Can I ask you a question? You said you have two consultants. That means they actually took the time to register as a consultant.
Yeah, it took them about a week to do it. They had a
Why
lot of-
did they do it?
Oh, I'm not having a problem with bringing them along. It's just
No,
taking.
why? Why? It cost them money to register. Why did they do it?
Oh, because they saw the plan and they want to build a business.
Okay, so you're not finished the process where they're concerned then, in my opinion.
Burn process.
So
And
what would be a next step where they're concerned?
To just buy a pack or two or three.
Do they understand why that's important?
Yes. In fact, I thought it was going to be done this month or November, and it
Okay.
didn't. But I do know that they stumbled a lot with the website.
Okay.
And
Do you have an idea of their goal, what it is that they're after in terms of this opportunity?
income and
Any specific amount?
I don't have that. I should ask for that.
Yes, sir. That is the first step in the getting the understanding of what it is they're looking for, because depending on what their ask is determines what you can ask and as far as a commitment. You know, what's the commitment they're willing to put up for that requirement, that ask. And the bigger the ask they have, the better, because then you can ask for a bigger commitment up front.
Right.
And the other thing, Wes, is when new people come in, they really don't know what to do to achieve where they're going. So one of the biggest benefits that you can provide is the roadmap to what they want.
I have.
So if they say they want $2,500, then you come back and say, well, this is how you get to $2,500. This is what we can do. We can set up a launch date. We can launch your business. We can do this. We can do this. And you kind of almost have to direct the traffic and give the order. And what's fascinating is people will comply and do what you tell them they need to do.
Yeah. And Wes, if you're not sure or don't feel that you have the confidence to tell them what they need to do, get them on an ABC call with one of us.
Oh, I've got it. They're just I haven't made them commit. And that's what your point is, to make that commitment, get them to commit to something.
Well, to what it is that they want.
They want.
If they're not committed to what they want, nothing you ask them matters.
Right.
Mike,
So-
just a tip, if Wes wants them to buy a pack, tell them that December's a great month to do it because they can write it off on their this year's income tax.
Yeah, it'll reduce their taxable income for 2024. Yeah, good idea. But that applies to everybody, by the way. Cheryl, you're next on my list. And so, Wes, think about that strategy going forward. Reset the goal because the goal needs to be reset. You're not finished with those people.
Well, now it's up to 4.
There you go. I like that. Cheryl.
My goal was to turn one of my signups from October into an executive. But I found out, well, I know where everybody is now. One of the gentlemen, Eddie, I asked him already. He's still feeling out the products. He is using them. He did get some for himself. So that's where he's at. And then Sally, she wants to do things, but her actions are saying otherwise. She's a good connection lady because she does know a lot of people. And I have asked her to check her Rolodex and see who she can lead me to talk to. But right now, she doesn't want to do anything except use the products. But she and her husband have had an awesome product experience. But I'm not stuck there. I'm still looking. I'm still offering up people to, if they're looking to make an extra $5,000, I'm comfortable with saying $5,000. So that's what I'm going to say. And I'm looking for people who are interested in learning how they can earn an extra $5,000. So I'm just keeping it, the people that I have in the pocket, I'm keeping them there, keeping an eye on them, checking in with them to see where they are. But I'm still always looking for what I'm looking for. People who are looking to create an extra time.
Anything different would you do in December?
Yes, just get out and talk to more people.
Okay, that's always
opportunities.
There you go.
Talk to more people.
like that too. Create opportunities. That's a really good way of calling prospecting what it is, creating opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Paul, Gavious.
Okay, well, mine always in general is achieving Royal Diamond every month, but and that's the big one. One that I never miss is in my volume goal of 2,000 or more, but I never miss the 2,000. What I've done in terms of contacting people, I didn't have a specific number of contacts a day in November. I was just kind of playing with it, with asking. I've gotten much more comfortable about asking people, would they be interested in creating after some conversation, creating an income possibility of 5,000 to 10,000 a month. And then, asking how serious they are, putting their phone number in my phone right away. So I must be getting more comfortable with it because that's happening right away. Their name and phone number. And
I'm gonna share something. Sorry, keep going.
Okay. And so what's the next thing I do is I want to know how they relate to your August 27th balanced life, happy life, balanced life. So I send that quickly, and then that seems to be where the bottleneck is. I know Leo continues along some network marketing lines with the business of the 21st century or 10,000 making
Yeah, I just shared that by the way on the group chat.
But I had one this morning who, when I sent him information, I got 2 thank yous back. So, when you get thank yous, that's nice. That's encouraging, and it's kind of made my day. So So I want to be more I don't know about systematic, but I'm going to say, two new contacts a day in December. I'll have
Nice.
more time for that. So to be, really more diligent about that.
That's really
And
excellent. 2 contacts a day translates to about 60 new contacts per month. Out of 60 new contacts per month, 1/3 are going to be interested. That's 20 interested parties. Out of the 20 interested, 1/3 are going to convert.
yeah,
So that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You break it down to the ridiculous.
what were you going to say before, Mike?
Well,
There was something.
I shared the 10 making your first 10 million that Leo shared with me. It's in English. It's on the WhatsApp chat, the December We Accelerate chat, making my first 10
Yes.
million. So this is a document that Leo sends to somebody as a prospecting document to further inform them as to the mechanism for generating the income. And so we can hear from Leo next because he's next on my list to see how that's going for him. So, but you've got your revision. That's amazing. 2 contacts a day. Put it in your to-do list. Don't go to sleep until you've done it.
Yeah.
Mike, how do you get on that We Accelerate list?
You need to follow the instructions on the weekly newsletter. It's pretty
Oh,
much
okay.
posted
Okay.
everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
it's the document. Um, uh, what is the name of the document, guys? Mining for
Mining
Diamonds.
for diamond.
Thank you. And all the
Okay.
instructions are in there. Leo, you're next on my list.
Bonjour à tous. No, sorry.
Wrong call. Right
Encore,
call.
encore. Encore. So, I just read it just a minute. For the November, I didn't succeed, but I beat my record for the new contact. I made close down 150 new contact on November with my
Wow.
video, the business of 21st century. I share that to over 150 people, and imagine some guys on there shared my video. I just check it for 350 people view my video 21st century. And
Leo, when you say your video, just to be clear,
yes,
did
my
you
video,
do a video where you're
Yeah.
talking about the subject?
yeah,
How long is the video?
10 minutes. I'm talking about cash flow quadrant.
Yeah,
Quadrant.
the book.
You can
You're
have it.
talk-
I said translate in English, but it's not very good English. But if you want,
but it's you
yeah,
explaining the book,
Yeah.
essentially the book that
Truly,
was
and-
yeah.
yeah, I have a great comment. Like somebody,
Just let me clarify. The book is called The Business for People Who Like Helping People, written by Robert Kiyosaki. It's a very, very thin book.
No, not this one.
Oh, which
20
one?
Is the business of 21st
The
century.
Business of the 21st Century. Is that Don Phelan?
Yeah,
No, that's also Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh.
Kiyosaki,
Okay, yeah, yeah,
and the quadrant of cash flow.
yes.
I just explained. I don't say nothing about Niken. I don't say nothing about the product. I just explain why the people have to do network marketing. I'm sure that to 150 people last month, and 350, I just checked, 350 people view, not too bad. And when I made my follow-up, and I asked them, what did you like? Network marketing, blah, blah, blah. And after I'm sure that making my first 10 million. You see, step 2, if I have another video on me for this, and not for me, a French one for the step 3, how to build by Dan Fellow. And the other one is me for how make 1,000 to 5,000. But I never say about Niken and product. I just talk about network marketing. Bing, 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 bing. If you don't want, I go to the last step and I share what I shared to you, Mike, the video. You can share. You see the video with
Which
my,
one? Which one, Leo?
I shared to you with the making my 10 million, and the
That
other
one,
one
yeah.
is, yeah, I share that. That's it.
Okay, so the one you share with me here is the biomimicry, magnetic
Yeah.
insoles,
All of
benefits of
that.
grounding. Yeah,
I share all this five video on the same time.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 5 here.
Five
So I
video
can
with my
forward this.
link, but on the hand, you see, my thing, I prefer to ask him for the business first, and I finish with that. I had nothing to lose. I just this morning I shared three, 4 people, one from New York City, Florida, and English. You see, that's why it's easy.
In
to
other
make.
words, what Leo's marketing is the business opportunity, the income opportunity, how to generate the income, not the Niken opportunity, just the general idea of generating an income, helping them in the process learn, educating them about network marketing, why that may be the way to go for them. And then if there's interest at that point, that's when he makes the connection to Niken as the vehicle of choice. And then you can make the case for Niken because you're no longer talking about network marketing. So that's an approach. It's definitely old school and effective, I believe, because that's pretty much how anybody who's doing marketing is doing marketing these days. They don't tell you how they do it until you've bought in, until you've subscribed, until you've clicked here, until you've done. You got to go through this entire video diatribe of them explaining what you're going to get, 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 and they never tell you how. But they tell you at the beginning they're going to show you how, but they never actually show you how. They just tell you what you're going to get, what you're going to get, what you're going to get. But to get the how, you got to actually enroll or engage or whatever. So Leo's using the same type of an approach, a funnel, where the how is network marketing, or the why is network marketing. Why? Because it's a way to get the job done. It's a way to leverage. It's a way to create multiplicity. It's a way to, and so on and so forth. And then Niken is the how, the vehicle. Cool. And now, Leo, you said you didn't hit your goal, but you got 150 new contacts. You hit your, okay. So I guess your month is this month, December, converting those leads.
Yeah.
So we're going to learn from you next call or the next few calls how those leads are getting converted, what's happening with that, because that's a great, that's a whole new list of qualified leads. People who are actually asking for this information.
You see, I begin this month with three new sign up this week, 3 new, and one of them I shared a video. Okay, and last guys I met him 20 years ago, on my team, but 20 years ago, and I find him to Facebook. Nothing to lose, huh? I shared the video. I said, "Hey, Leo, you're still in Niken?" Of course, I'm still in Niken. And I have a breakfast with him yesterday, and he signed up. And the guys, the goal is to be silver and more this month.
Okay.
With my system, he loved it. How I work. He said, "I can do that." That's why you have to understand, guys. It's easy to duplicate. What I do, everybody can do. Okay, it's very easy to duplicate. That's what I learned to Don Trela.
It's not what you do, it's what you duplicate.
Yeah, that's my system. And that's why I explained to that guy, because that guy, I met him 24 years ago, and he remembered how I work hard. That's why he lived. He said, "Leo, I see you," and said, "You worked so hard, I don't want to do that." He quit. And yesterday I have a lunch with him. He's so excited, he paid my lunch. and I say, Yvan, I said, "Yvan, you see, it's easy. Can you share my video?" He said, "Of course, it's easy. Do that." After step 2, step 3, I explained to it. It's okay, fine.
Leo, I got to cut you off because we got a few more people to get through, and I want to get through them all. Thank you. Thanks, Leo. Madeline, if you can hold your thought till the end. Paulette. I see Paulette on the line. Paulette? Hey, you're still on mute.
Paulette,
If you
Paulette
can
is
just...
mine, and I wanted to introduce her.
Oh, I see.
What I wanted
Okay.
to comment on was what Leo was just saying. Paulette was one of my silvers 20 years ago. And
Gotcha.
we kept in touch. And then I asked her about rejoining when we had the opportunity to reinstate. And so today she called me for a three-way and with Bonnie. She's at Bonnie's house right now. And so Bonnie had some health issues, so I talked what she could do. So she went back home, brought products back, and called me back. She said that Bonnie had good results. Somebody else was there. Now, Paulette, you can unmute. I don't know whether the other person is still
Well, I'm
there.
going to ask Paulette to just
Yeah.
be a fly on the wall on this call. This is their first round
Okay,
on this
all
one.
right. Well, then
We've
what
got an
she
agenda
said-
here.
okay.
So Paulette, be a fly on the wall, because what you're going to learn about on this call, the nature of this call, which is on Monday nights, Dave and I co-host this call, and we give people strategy and methodology to help improve their results. So right now, this month, the first call of the month is goals and resetting goals and looking at what we can learn from the past month's activities, what corrections we need to make. So it's a learning opportunity, and it's nice to have you on the call. Welcome back to Niken.
Like, just the point I want to make is what Leo was just saying. She and I, to sponsor her, because all of a sudden she wanted to be sponsored, Paulette hadn't used her own website yet. So just talking her through it, they did it there, and she just sponsored herself there. So now Paulette knows how to use it, and that it is simpler and easier, just like this guy asked Leo, compared to what it was before.
Yeah.
Instead of what we had to do 20 years ago.
And the trajectory is that much more. Come March, I think we're going to see in the next phase of this introduce simplifying things even further.
I said, let her just do it, because then she has other people that she couldn't, because they both have been serial network marketers. They've been involved in a lot of companies. So seeing what we have now compared to what we had before.
Share with her the Mining for Diamonds document. She needs to see that.
Yeah, we'll get it. She'll get it all. Thank you.
Okay,
And
thank
welcome
you.
back, Paulette and Bonnie and whoever else you have there. Thank you.
Good stuff. Maggie, you're next.
It's harder to find those buttons on the phone, and I've got my hand over the camera.
We see you.
Okay, whoops, not anymore. I can never see where the camera is. Anyway, my goal for November was a new executive, and unfortunately on the 5th of November, a very, very close friend and my music partner died. So I've been, I arranged his celebration of life, and I'm dealing with marketing his gear to give the money to his family. So it's been very busy in that sense. And that's not a good enough excuse. That's just what took up my time. What I didn't do was talk to enough people. That's very clear to me. And my current executive is not interested in going any further, she says. So that's good and clear. That's nice to know. And so December, which is also going to be a very busy month, finishing up Gary's estate and going to Toronto, which is always a pleasure. I will commit to one new person a day during just 5 days a week. So that's, I think, all I can manage in December.
Your business, your choice. So one new person a day, 5 days, that's 5 a week. That's 20 to 25 people for the course of the month. Again, we know statistically what that translates into. That's excellent. I look forward to meeting some of these people on three-way calls.
Thank you. And I will.
And our condolences to your music partner. I know who he was.
The whole music industry. We just, it's big here. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Comment. So there's a concept for you guys to think about. It's called phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is where you do the work. Phase 2 is when you get others to do the work. So the concept in bringing in a new person is to get them to understand that point of view. In other words, initially you want to do as much of the work so you understand what to do, but the ultimate goal is we're looking to find other people that the shoe fits and they're going to develop their business. And that's what network marketing is all. That's how I made 99.9% of my income in my tenure, and most other leaders did the same thing. So what it does, and it got triggered with what Maggie said, that she doesn't want to go any further. and I totally understand that viewpoint. However, if she had the idea of other people building a huge business underneath her, she might change her viewpoint, especially if that was initiated in the beginning.
Speaking of phase one, phase two. So if you've had this document on hand, it's right in the actual document. Phase one, I don't know if you can read it. There it is. Phase one is you find them. That's that width. Explode wide until you find the ones that want to go. And then phase two is launch them, help them go and get them going. So phase one, phase two, that's the launch strategy. And it's effective because it ensures there's duplication taking place because it's embedded in the psychology of the plan. Phase one, phase two. Remember that. What phase are you in? We can refer to that, phase one or phase two, because it needs to become part of your understanding of how the business duplicates. Okay, I've got Mike Barcroft on the line. Mike, you're next.
Hello. November, I didn't have a definite goal, but this month I will start 3 or more executives in December and build my list by talking to people every day and make four calls every day and have an active and living list. And last week, I don't ask that question, do you want to make 5,000 or 10,000 a month? And then how excited would you be? And I've been asking myself that question. Would I be from a scale from 1 to 10, how excited would I be? And I want to create an activity that shows that I'm a 10.
Cool. All right. Mike, you know where to find me. We're happy to connect and have that conversation. Excellent. Good stuff. Dee, you're next.
Okay, I'm trying to get myself unmuted and on
There
video.
you are. We got you.
Yeah. So I've been, as some of you know, I think I had a really bad fall late September of my elbow surgery. It's been a longish, slow recovery that will keep going on for some time. So I've been in recovery mode a good part of that time, although in November, the majority of calls that I made had to do with the free shipping special, but it was a way to connect with some people I haven't talked to for a while, and also some people who have expressed interest in product, not the business, in the past. And so some of those conversations keep going. They haven't gone anywhere yet, but I think some of them will. And they've all had various reasons why they couldn't give any time to anything, whether it was traveling or work or family responsibilities, all of that. So I think I'm trying to get myself feeling better and stronger and have more endurance than I've had, because it's taken a lot out of me in a lot of ways. And yet I'm so grateful for the Nikken products that I've used during it. I mean, it's been amazing, especially the incision is hardly noticeable. And it was really quite a big incision and, gruesome looking for a while. So I think I'm more in the place of getting my mind in a place that, yes, I can do this. I can, do a call or two a day and actually.
What were you listening to, Dee, when you were that person?
When I was, make that a little clearer for me, Mike.
When you were operating at your peak, what was the influence that you were letting into your life that influenced your thinking, your mind, your process?
I mean, I think there was more live connection with some upline folks at the time who all sort of disappeared over a fairly short period of time. But there was an energy about that was really helpful. This, I mean, Zoom, thank God for Zoom and webinars and all of what everybody is offering us now, I think is even a better quality, and more informative and more helpful. But yet there was something about having an immediate upline who I could sort of, talk about it with and explore with and do in-homes with and that type thing. And I haven't done that. I mean, they're
Okay.
gone, but it's now me.
Well,
and
there
they-
is, you
that
still
for
have
myself.
upline. You still
Right.
are part of a
Exactly.
team.
Right.
So who is your most immediate, most involved upline?
You probably, and
Well,
that's many
then, do you
levels
have
up.
my information, my contact information?
I do.
So now you don't have a
Thank you,
reason
thank you.
not to be reaching out to me. And don't think for a second you're wasting my time or bothering me or I'm too busy. Because trust me, I am not too busy.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
All
and I
right.
know you
And I
say
want to
that.
also add,
Thank
I
you.
wanted to also add, um, I mean, I know some of the things that I was reading books. I still have them on my desk. I still read. I'm talking about the books you were reading or the people you were listening to. Like there's to feed your mind, the
Mhm.
personal development component is absolutely, in my opinion, essential. You cannot survive in this world without having something feeding your mind good ideas, good thinking, good thoughts, even if it's repetitive. So there may be some YouTube videos or some books or something that you can go back to and make a daily ritual of connecting with that because it's a frequency, it's a vibration. It gets your mind functioning and thinking in a certain way. It is a discipline, but it's one that's absolutely critical to success on all levels in any occupation. I think absolutely essential. So I want to make that recommendation because that's one way to kickstart the engine of your mind. To get that back in play is to start getting the right thinking fed into your brain.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for.
All right, thank you, Sherry. I got you next, and then we've got Debbie and oh my goodness, I think that's my mind is blank for a second. I'll get to that. Go ahead, Debbie. Sherry, you're muted.
We go. I'm on a phone, and so that's a little daunting. So my goal was to break 2 frontline silvers. I had big team goals as well. I did not reach my goal. This has been a very enriching conversation. So I'm very inspired, and that's what I'm taking away from it. The good news is I have a new player who went executive towards the end of last month that I didn't even know until mid-month. And, I know in sitting with all this of, what did I not do that I need to do and will do this month? And I'm inspired with creating a funnel. So what I didn't do is I sat on my butt and let the people that said that they were moving forward occupy all my time and didn't keep looking. And so that's the very honest thing that I've done many times in my business. And so I talked to Jeannie Zeedon today because she and I it was the first time I did it. I'm not sure if it's the first time she did, but with Richard Brooks with his. So I think, it's time for me to do a new video. I really like that process, and I haven't leveraged the new website because that really can be, it used to be, well, where do you send them? And so I want to create a video that is very to the point of, and I like marketing to massage therapists and chiropractors because I know who they are. And I think I have a very specific message of, residual income and to attract those. And I have a way to reach a whole bunch of them without it being too difficult. So I think
There
to
you
have a
go.
video that speaks to that and I don't want to hide that it's Niken, that it's network marketing. It's like, this is what it is, you know, embrace it or don't, right? And to send them directly to my webpage, I think is a good strategy that I want to take on.
One way to know to do it.
Right.
You're right.
I can do it for a month and see what happens, right?
Exactly.
Or do it for a couple of months and see what happens. I'm still prospecting people. You know, I've got a bunch of people that are juicy, as I like to call them. They just haven't moved yet. You know, the one person that was one of the people that was going silver, I don't think she's on anymore. She started on. You know, I had a team call right before this, and everybody recommitted to their level. So there's quite a few silvers and one gold and one platinum. And one of the silvers is directly under me. The rest of them are under other people, you know, in depth. And one of the silvers, the other silver that I had claimed was going silver. She was, to be honest, she was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. She had some medical things that came up for her, and it, you know, she wasn't fully in, so that was as much of an excuse as anyone needs. To just not, so she just really hasn't gotten started. So, you know, my mistake is you can't if you want two, you can't prospect two. You can't work with two. You got to work with 6, right? So I know that.
Thirds. Yeah.
I know that.
Okay.
So-
Thank you. Sorry, Sherry, I've got 3
Yeah.
minutes and 2 more people before
Got
the
it.
kickoff call. So I
Got
want to
it.
just see if we can get them. Thank
Yes.
you. Mrs. Kramer, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yes. Well, I am still following up on some people that I especially was approaching about the air filter because of the fires that we had very close by in our county and in the next town over. And I have a lot of contacts and a lot of friends and extended family. So I was very busy with promoting the air treatment system because of the fires, and then trying to segue from that onto the income. I did meet someone who is a naturopath, and I met her mother actually, and her mother was still wearing, she used to be a distributor, now she's doing something else, but she was still wearing the magnetic insoles. Now, this was from many years ago, so I'm not sure how they're holding up. If she checked them lately, if they've disintegrated.
Mrs.
But-
Kramer, did you achieve your goal?
No, I didn't.
And
No, I
what would
didn't.
you do different?
I can't, I'm having a problem. One of the reasons that I didn't join in earlier is because my speakers, when you're speaking very softly, then I can't hear you unless I'm seeing your mouth and hearing something. So I guess I have to replace my speakers because I've done all kinds of things to.
Mrs. Kramer, I really need, I've got 1 minute left to cover Debbie Jones. We've got to get on to the Niken kickoff call.
I can't hear you, sorry.
We'll pick this up next week. Debbie, are you still there? She just jumped
Yes.
off. Oh, there you are.
Yes.
Okay,
No.
Debbie,
Yes.
did you achieve your goal?
I did not achieve my goal in November, so I'm doing a reset. I will be platinum on or before the end of December the 31st.
Have you got your activities list organized? Have you seen
No,
what needs to be tweaked?
I have been seeing a big thing is getting my husband on board with me. That kind of frees me up a lot more than I don't have a lot of freedom right now. And he's coming on board. He saw some
right.
things toward the end of the
Listen,
month. So,
anything we can do, Dave and I are standing by. Platinum is high priority for us. So we expect for you to reach out to us.
okay. Will do.
Okay. Your number one
All right.
priority to us. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
guys, kickoff call starting right now. Thanks, everybody.
See you
Good
next
call.
week.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye, Dave.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.